2. Everybody,
hello.
Welcome to the Cool Nerd Show. As always, I'm Steve Trezza,
Scott Burnett,
Devin Burke,
and we are going to do our first ever Spoilercast. We're going to be talking
only
about Logan.
So if you're here for everything else, we're sorry.
We might breeze up on news later, a news breeze later, and we will talk about. We're not going to start off with spoilers like immediately. Yeah. We'll talk about kind of what we like about it. We have noise, Devin. Don't worry.
I also know we're back to the old laptop, so that's why I want to make sure.
Set noise sound, whatever.
Or we're more noise. Some people might consider us noise.
So we'll talk about what we like just kind of like an overview first, and then we'll get into the spoilers. We'll let you know when we're gonna go full spoil on y'all. So
like bad milk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
About to get spoiled.
Start off with Devin.
Oh, I just love that weird Walking Dead theories just went high, and then as soon as we told him this is going to be only a Logan cast, he just went, okay. So, I'm just saying, as soon as it sounded like, I wonder if he's still going to stay or he just went, but
yeah. All right, so let's get started with it. We're going to talk about Logan. Logan's fucking fantastic. We got some people in the chat. Weird Walking Dead theories. Hi, how are you? M0 Games, who I met up in the YouTube New York.
Oh.
Said, Steve, long time no see. How are you, man? I'm saying...
I
didn't say anything yet. I'm saying, what's up? I'm good. How are you?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm a little distracted. I'm trying to get the live link to tweet to one of my ex-coworkers who wants to watch.
Oh. Yes, you can do that too.
Yeah,
so let's start with Devin.
All right.
Overall,
Hi.
What did you... like about the show, or the show. This is our show. What did you like about
Logan?
Logan?
Great. It's a great show. Yeah. I'm on it. I see my face every day.
What did you like about Logan? Or not spoilers yet.
Not spoilers.
Overall, what did you like about it?
I knew this movie was going to be rated R, but I wasn't sure how rated R it was going to be. Like, sure, we saw like the Red Band trailer that showed like a few gory stuff, but I thought that was going to be like that's it of that one scene.
They let you know what this movie was right from the start.
Actually, the first line of dialogue.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it wasn't like obviously Logan said fuck before, and in all the in all the Marvel, well, rather X-Men films,
Fox Marvel.
Yeah, exactly. But we heard him say it 3 times. We're like, whoa,
yeah, like
crazy
in one breath where he like stumbles up.
All right, let's be honest.
A lot of F-bombs. The movie for me really like matured. It was like an adult movie, not like a sex movie. Not like a porno flick, but it was a really grown up movie.
A porno flick called X-Men is just about trannies. Just a heads up, don't Google it.
But it started off it kicked off. I have some talking points. It
kicked off like a football.
Kicked off really good. It did. It had it started off immediately set the tone for the film in the first scene, and then it just went from there. And
well, that's how movies usually.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Unless it's Memento. Memento
goes backwards.
It goes backwards.
Or a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah.
They're usually all over the place.
What's interesting for me, this didn't really feel like a comic book movie to me.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, sure, you got Wolverine, you got Logan, but that's pretty much it. Sure, there's a few other mutants.
Tombstone with claws.
But yeah, I was just gonna say it's basically more of a what do you call it? Just a travel movie where it's you have to get to one destination to the other at a certain amount of point in time.
It's
kind of.
It's
tread lightly.
No,
not spoilers yet.
No, it's not spoilers. It's just
mainly a modern western with superheroes.
One of the it's kind of like the old school shoot 'em up westerns, but instead of shooting people,
well, that's why
that's
not a spoiler.
Slicing people.
It's not a spoilers, but that's why that western was a huge anchor point in the middle of the movie where Xavier and X-23 are watching it together in the hotel room. Yeah. It's just this movie tonally is Oh, fucking spoilers! They're in a hotel room,
and they watch a cowboy film.
Might as well not go see it now. I spoiled the hotel ending.
What was the name of that movie, by the way? Didn't Ed tell us?
Ed said it.
Ed was there. Ed, if you don't know, Ed was one of the original nerds when we started over 2 years ago. And he's married and he's got a bunch of other life things going on, so he had to leave, unfortunately. But he did come and see the movie with us, and he is a big fan of old westerns, and I can't remember the name of what they're watching. Overall, Scott, what was your take from the movie?
I said it when the credits ended. I thought it was just because it was movie high, but there's like brackets of superhero movies where everyone falls. It's just like the top tier is Dark Knight. Nobody touches it. Yeah. This is in that tier or just outside of it. Okay. Fox, Sony, Marvel proper, all of them, I think this is the best out of that umbrella of
It's
movies.
hard for me to say
It's easy to say it's the best X-Men film.
I think so.
That's easy to say.
I think so.
Marvel film, that's where you can kind of like...
It's hard for me to say that it's better than the Avengers, because when the Avengers came out, it's like, it did so much, and like, it combined everything, and I still love that movie, but I think it might be better than the
Avengers. That's the thing. It's the Avengers is one of the best comic book movies, sure. This is one of the best comic book movies, plus a really great movie.
Well, so was the Avengers, I think.
I think Cap 2 is more of that like same area. That
it's a comic book. Yeah. At its heart, it's like that was a fucking awesome comic book movie, but you can go in this blind without knowing anything.
It's
really.
Definitely top tier. Yeah. And I agree. I don't think it's better than the Dark Knight, because I think the Dark Knight is just like
there's a few things in it.
Really good.
There's a few things in it that kind of knock it like one, not even a notch, but just like keep it from overtaking Dark Knight, but it's in the same breath. Yeah. As Dark Knight.
I can agree.
Yeah, you're like Dark Knight's the best comic book movie ever, followed by Logan very closely. Yeah. I think this is easily the best thing with a Marvel brand on it, but that's just me.
And yet it's not made by Marvel.
I know, which is ironic, and I would hope that
we'll talk about Fox, but yeah,
I would hope that they see the good reception to a serious tone like this. Well, and then when it fits, apply it. Not this serious.
Well, I think that.
Well, with Fox, they were more interested once they saw Deadpool hit. So once that happened, then remember everyone was talking about like, oh, they're making Logan a rated R. We were. Let's be honest. At the beginning, we were all very skeptic about it.
But this it's funny in its parts when it's necessary, but you don't see Logan slicing some dude's throat and then making a pun about it. Yeah. So there should be one. If Marvel like funny when necessary and not overly funny.
Yeah, I think the jokes overall pretty much all hit in this movie.
This fits right in the middle of where Marvel and DC need to do. So DC is over serious and not enough jokes.
I think that's like the height of our cast, actually. Yeah. That's a good point.
So like DC needs to come down to where Logan is, and Marvel needs to come up to where Logan is, and then DC needs to be less serious and have some jokes, and Marvel needs to be more serious and have less jokes when it's necessary. And I think Logan fits right in that sweet spot, which is hard to do, and it was super enjoyable. I'm seeing it again tomorrow.
I think
for more than one reasons.
I think, and we'll probably we'll talk about this later too, but I think that Fox is onto something, and they have a good thing going.
They need to make everything rated R.
But
not necessarily, but they just gotta.
Yes, and you know what? I'd be okay with like a rated R, and I think they're gonna start kind of pushing that. But
it's the Wii U of not Wii U. It's the Nintendo of the superhero movies. So you got fucking Marvel, you got DC, and then X-Men has this weird niche that they carved out.
Point I want to make.
Okay, good.
So like if the thing with Fox though is they'll push it and then they'll kind of forget where they began. Yeah. And then it just goes off on like a train wreck, and then they just kind of like get away from it because they're fucking greedy, and they
don't have a centralized story.
Yeah, point. But that's the thing is like they get away from where they started, and that's also what happened with like X3. Because if you look like X-Men 1, good. X-Men 2, fantastic. X3, not good. X-Men Origins Wolverine, terrible. And then like you go down.
That's that
path.
cousin that's addicted to drugs that comes over only at Thanksgiving, and everybody's just like, oh gosh.
Yeah. But then all of a sudden it's like, oh, they got back to it, and then it's like, okay, X-Men First Class, great. X-Men Days of Future Past, great. X-Men Apocalypse, what happened?
You kind of skipped the Wolverine there, but all right.
I did. Well,
everybody forgets
because it's forgettable. But
Logan goes to Japan.
So that's the thing is like, so now it's like Deadpool, good, even though Apocalypse came out after Deadpool. Deadpool, good or fantastic. Logan, fantastic. Like, okay, what's next?
Well, they're gonna flub the next X-Men that comes out, and then there's gonna be Deadpool 2, which is gonna crush.
Isn't
and
Deadpool
then
2 first though?
No, maybe.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, because Deadpool 2 is filming in the end of the summer.
It's filming, and X-Men, they just got
Yeah, they named it Supernova.
A semi-script saying space. We're going to it.
That's just awful.
It's not that's awful. It's just that I don't see it.
I see everything in theaters, and I didn't see Apocalypse in theaters because I just knew what it was going to be.
It wasn't good.
I've seen it.
There were
since.
some good moments. I'll give it that. Like there's some probably the best acting I've seen in actor played Magneto.
Fassbender
did an amazing job acting.
It seemed like they were in two different movies.
Yeah,
like Fassbender was in this like Schindler's List-esque like. Just oppressive, and then you get to like Sophie Turner and Ty Sheridan, and they're like, "Whoa, you're hot! Hey, I have glasses now," and it was like really hokey, and then like Nazis killed his daughter or whatever. It was just like, wait, hold on, what?
All right, now, okay, from here on out, I think we're gonna start talking about spoilers now for the actual spoiler for Logan. So if you don't want to be spoiled, and you're watching, or if you're listening. Then I guess come back when you're done watching Logan. Yeah. And then you can see if you agree with us.
Or if you just want to be that one friend who wants to spoil it to all your other friends.
That too. Or if you just don't give a shit. And you're like, I'm going to see this movie anyway. Because
I need some repercussions just to make sure I know what I'm getting into. And it's going to be amazing.
But here's your last warning. There it is.
Spoiler alert.
There it goes. Okay. So spoilers. So from the very start of the movie, as we said this before, it just kicked in. It was fucking awesome. Yeah. He's like an Uber driver, and he's driving this like Escalade limo.
Yeah, it's a Crisis 24. It came out in the year 2024.
Yeah,
because it
takes place in the year 2029.
Yeah,
so it's funny because when I see it, it's like this doesn't look futuristic. I'm like, oh wait, it's not. But that's the thing.
Think about 2029.
Exactly.
It's not going to be that much different.
There were some kind of cool like futuristic things that you didn't think that would be in there, but that seems practical. Like there's the self-driving trucks.
Yeah.
Like there's no like. All right, there's a scene when they're on a highway. And this isn't like an action scene or anything. This is just like threw me off. Where it's just like it shows like these semi trucks that are passing,
and there's no cab.
There's
there's self-driving trucks.
Yeah, so it's just fucking cargo. No one mentioned this? I'm like, it's the fucking future. There's no truck drivers because that would be no accidents.
How pumped do you think Donald Trump was watching that first scene? Where Logan just slaughters the Cholos. He's like, see, he can do it, and everybody gives him an applause. But I suggested at one meeting.
I just thought that first scene was like, he just comes out, he slaughters, like 6 people, just
basically.
Like head, like fucking.
No, he didn't do heads. He
did a couple heads.
He did slices first,
legs and necks.
Yeah, legs and arms.
Limbs are flying.
It does a lot to tell you what's gonna happen going into the movie because you see him
set everything up.
You see him, he gets out, he's fucking tired and he's limping. And you're like, what the hell?
And he's kind of just like tired of all this shit.
And he's like, come on, guys. He brings the claws out and 5 come out, and then the one comes out halfway, and you're like, shit, something's wrong with him.
Yeah.
So a lot of stuff happens in the background that you pick up, and it carries through the entire movie. And it was really well written, especially because Eric Mangold.
Josh Mangold?
No, it's definitely not Josh.
I think it's Eric Mangold.
It might be.
It's not Eric. It's I want to say John, but it's not. John Mangold? No,
it's something Mangold.
Kurt.
I think it's Josh Mangold.
I don't know if it's Josh. Anyway.
I'm on it.
And Mangold.
Especially since he wrote the Wolverine, and you could see where the studio gimped him.
James Mangold.
Because he wrote the Wolverine, and he wrote this one, and structurally they're totally different, because the Wolverine ended with such... It completely... turned its back on its own tone and got really silly.
The Wolverine, like...
You could see where he wanted to write it, and then the studio's like, but we need a flashy ending. So, Robot Snake Lady. And he was like, fine. And in this one, they were like, go ahead. You got it. And then it was his movie all the way through. So, it's a good testament to see that he is a great writer, and you could see the studio interference between the two movies. And, well, the lack of in Logan and the apparent.
And I think with the Wolverine, it was just
it was good up until the end.
It had potential, but it didn't. I don't know. It just didn't hit. Like you know. I thought the same thing. But for this movie,
Dina is feeding my girlfriend alcohol downstairs.
Who is? My mom. Oh, great. I like how it didn't do a lot of explaining.
Yeah,
you know, it let you figure things out,
like BVS did.
Yourself.
No,
we're not going to talk about that. But it let you figure things out yourself.
There's a difference. So, you know, we knew a character for 10 years while we just met these characters just now.
Yeah, but it's not the same character you knew.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. It's not even the same timeline.
We know.
It just lets you figure. All I'm saying is I enjoy
the same
figuring shit out by myself. That's all I'm saying.
Adamantium poisoning.
Yeah.
So he has adamantium poisoning. The whole movie, you're like, well, what's wrong with him? But
at the end, he was like, he probably put this poison in me.
A few comics too that he's had adamantium poisoning.
But the way they did it, it was subtle. You could see he's sick, and you like the nerds were like adamantium poisoning, and then towards the end, it's like you're the asshole that poisoned in me.
Yeah.
Not saying like not a flashback where it's like flashes to him becoming Weapon X.
He said your daddy.
And the guys you like if this was a normal comic book movie, you would get a flashback of him getting adamantium, and they'd be like, what if it? What were the long-lasting effects of this?
Yeah.
It could poison him, blah, 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 and then it would flash back, and it would feed you.
This is interesting because in this movie, I thought there would be flashbacks, but there's not a single flashback.
It got up to points where
which is a good segue to the next point that I want to bring up, which is Xavier. And they didn't explain everything.
Once again, we're in spoilers here.
But you know, we already said that.
I know, but
it's
all
all over the title.
Just saying.
And the other thing, so like Xavier comes in and he had this episode. So he has degenerative brain disease. Yeah. And he's got the most powerful mind in the world.
They classify his brain as a weapon of mass destruction.
So when you think about that, like, yeah, he could be really dangerous. Yeah. And he had this episode like a year ago, and it killed some of the X-Men because he was up in Westchester, and that's what
it killed people in the school.
Yeah. So it killed a bunch of mutants. It killed some humans that were nearby, and that's what
600 humans got injured.
And that's what basically shut down the X-Men, and that's why Logan took them to Mexico. Yeah. And they were real subtle about it. Like they didn't need the flashback. You don't need that.
And they were just saying that...
And you're kind of questioning it the whole time, like, what happened? Like, what happened that they said... And then later on in the movie, it kind of, like, unraveled.
So and then they just said... Okay.
Sorry. What's interesting about this is that no matter what X-Men that we could have watched, whether it had been, like, X-Men, you know, like, Days of Future Past series, or it would have been 1 through 3, this could have ended all in the same way, where Xavier still had that same... You know, you can't change that. You can't change a person's mentality, what happens at the end. So whatever timeline we're in, that same thing occurs where this still happens.
It'll eventually happen, but the current X-Men movies are in the 90s, and then that's going to happen in 2028, so you got a big
there's a huge gap. Yeah.
But,
Xavier the Past, unraveling, like not having...
even it's really subtle when they were like, they explained why mutants aren't there. In passing, Logan was just like, there hasn't been a mutant born in 25 years. Yeah. And he's like, you know that. And they got through with that exposition. They got away with it because Charles is so drugged he doesn't remember shit. So you can get away with explaining shit to him, so the audience is like with Charles not knowing anything, and Logan is just annoyingly explaining stuff, and it doesn't come across like we're telling you this and blah 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 blah. It was just really smartly written.
The way it was written was very well done. The way it was directed, it was very well done.
Not that this is a complaint I have, but you know, like in the beginning where we saw Xavier, he was kind of like crazy, like repeating like he's seen things like on television and stuff like that. That's not ever brought up ever again. Like he never has like that episode. Only the episodes he has is the episodes where he loses control of his power.
He stopped giving him tranquilizers. He just
He just gave that would really like of all the things.
Well, yeah, no. He said you only keep me here, or you only like me when I'm sedated or drugged up. Okay. So when he was moving, he can't be lugging around Xavier, so he only gives him the seizure pills. He's like, because when he was in the big silo or whatever, he had more than one bottle of pills, throughout the rest of the movie, he only had the one bottle of pills.
And
so he's not drugged up.
And they did say it's not as strong.
So he's not, like, he wasn't as crazy as he was in the beginning.
Which, by the way, like...
Again, figuring shit out for yourself. And I like catching shit like that.
Which, by the way, Xavier, or Patrick Stewart, did a fantastic job portraying
the tone
Xavier.
of this movie is so depressing.
They did a good job. You can see now, like, it was hard to kind of see the McAvoy Patrick Stewart fit, and with this you can now see that fit, because with McAvoy he's still like young and like coming up and like doesn't know what he's doing yet, and he's like hitting on women and shit, and then you see Patrick Stewart and he's like, hello children, and like it sounded like shit.
I'm one. I know.
Hey children.
But he's more like that mentor, and you don't really see like the connection, but you can see the connection with Stewart when he plays it in this movie.
Because he's like snarky and he's an asshole.
yeah, he's snarky and he's an asshole and he's exactly.
But the minute
all drugged up,
the minute the movie starts, you're like, something's off with Logan, and then you see him. He walks around. He's limping all the time. He's not healing right. Charles is like this sad old grandpa who reminds me of like my grandma in a home. It's just like it's just like the whole setting of this movie is depressing. Yeah. So if you go in looking for a fun romp, because you're with these characters 17 years since the start of X-Men 1, and you're like, if you're like, you know these guys, and then you're like, oh man, they are not doing well. It's like when you graduate high school, 10 years for me, 12 years for you, or whatever. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up periods.
It's all good.
And then you see like a friend you had in high school, and they're just like a trash person, and you're like, oh, that's sad. It's like, you know these guys, and you don't want to see them like this, but they're really not in good shape.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times with comic book movies, I hate when they try to explain stuff, or like I want them to explain stuff, but I hate when they like
how they do it,
forcefully explain stuff. And sometimes you don't need to explain everything, and I think they did that very well with.
Well, it's rated R, so you don't have to play down to an audience. Everybody who's seeing this is 17 and up. You should have a functioning brain.
Yeah, that's
awesome. And not only that, but also people who've seen this, like saw the first X-Men. Like, when did that one come out? Like 2000. 2000. Think about it. It's been 17 years. So when I was 10 when I saw that. So now I'm 27. So obviously, with adult minds that we have,
you can write for a mature audience.
Exactly, because that's
why we saw X1 together.
Yes, we did, and then
in the Atlantic Highlands
there's a big fat kid complaining the Gambit wasn't in it. Remember? He had no teeth. He had no teeth in front. His front 4 teeth were gone. He's like, I can't believe there wasn't Gambit in there.
I do remember though. They gave us for a promotional item. They gave us an X-Men comic.
Oh, really?
Go to the for going to the movie.
Oh shit! I should have kept that.
Yeah, I remember that. That was
But if you had any negatives, if you had to pick a negative, I know what you're gonna pick.
We'll get into that. Hold on, I'm going through my notes.
Oh, you got notes? All right.
Yeah. So Wolverine losing his powers.
Yeah.
Basically lost his powers through.
Well, it's healing factor.
Well, he lost his healing factor.
Well, it's losing. It's the heals.
It's going. Yeah, and I think that's probably just because of old age.
Yeah.
Right.
Old age, and you can debate of the poisoning because it's using most of its energy on the poison.
Yeah, but and also the poisoning. Normally, his healing factor. That's why he doesn't get adamantium poisoning, because he has a healing factor. But yeah, he's losing his powers throughout the movie. What did you guys think of that?
That was part of the sad part.
I thought it was too.
It was like, oh no, it's like.
And I think that's part of the things where they don't need to explain.
It's like watching
he's old.
It's like watching your dad lose a fight. You're like, oh, I thought he was the strongest man in the world, and then you see him super vulnerable.
No, you see, I think this is the first time we actually see Wolverine literally weak. But I mean, even when he had bone claws.
He was a tiny kid.
No, not even that. No, Days of Future Past, he had bone claws too.
That's true.
And X-Men Origins, he had bone claws too in the beginning. Wolverine,
little
did he?
Kid. No, he had his claws.
At the end, he got the bone claws
because
Silver Samurai sliced them off, and then
he got bone claws.
Nobody ever explained how he got.
No one ever explained how he got his fucking regular claws.
See, sometimes you gotta explain
shit. No one ever explained how Xavier's alive.
Either way, I'm just saying. Either way, he was still basically this immortal beast, even though he lost his powers. He still got bone claws. Now we actually see him. He's old. He's not obviously as strong, fast.
He's alive during the Civil War.
Yeah, I think it was another thing for me. It was hard to see Xavier die again.
Yeah,
2 times, and both times, and even though X-Men 3 was awful.
Well, I mean, at least he turned to powder in that one where it felt like, all right, this felt like nothing.
Powder just exploded. But in X-Men 3 it was awful, whatever. But like, I think both times are moments in movies that I've been to where I've been the most upset seeing someone die on screen.
Well,
because I've grown up with the character. Xavier's always Xavier. He's always there. He's always like the teacher. It's like losing, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like an elder.
There's
like,
grandpa.
There's a lot of symbolism in like on the top level, on the surface and below it, because X-24 is a clone of Logan.
Yeah.
So he looks like Hugh Jackman. Throughout the whole movie, Logan thinks that he's a disappointment to Charles, and somebody who looks like Logan wound up killing him.
Yeah.
So it's like, you're going to be the death of me, blah, 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 and he actually was. And Logan goes throughout the whole movie.
And you don't know, they don't, and...
That's why he was like, it wasn't me, because he was like, it's a clone.
I didn't really like the whole clone
That's one of the
thing. That's one of the things I did, and it wasn't to the point where it was like, this movie's terrible, because I still love the movie.
That's one of the things where you're like, this is a comic book movie.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Before I was going to movies, I didn't like tell you guys this, but I was like, who is the villain going to be? So like, who's the person that's going to be huge? Who's the one person?
You, Wolverine,
Wolverine, like, Wolverine.
That's also more symbolism because Hugh Jackman actually killed Wolverine. He's like, I'm not doing it anymore.
Yeah.
Also, he's throughout the whole movie.
Props to either the makeup or CGI on making that younger looking.
The younger looking
X-24, which is also Logan.
They aged him up as Logan, so they didn't have to age him down all that much.
Yeah.
Also,
Plus,
but he looked a lot buffer too.
He did look more in shape.
Well, they made him look skinnier.
Yeah,
as
they give him baggier clothes.
Yeah. That's why his
suck in your stomach.
Well, that's
why
out
your chest.
His
stomach.
guinea tee wasn't tight. You know, it was all, or he had open shirts or something because he was that buff. They just had to make him look smaller. Also, the symbolism of the bullet, the adamantium bullet.
We'll get to that. We're not there yet.
I'm still in the middle of a thought. Whatever.
Yeah,
all right, if you want to.
Well, because he keeps throughout the whole movie, he's like, I want to kill myself. I want to kill myself. I want to kill myself.
And
he did.
But
he wound up doing it because a clone of himself killed himself.
Yeah, I kind of have like a little issue with that. Why can't you just do this?
I was thinking that too.
Oh man, right? Well, that throws a wrench in that.
I guess I guess it's kind of like stabbing.
I was waiting for
hard.
No, you can stab yourself in that.
But
do it through the eye.
but yeah, when Steve was gonna say what was gonna be the worst announcement was going away from, I was just gonna say that. But since you brought up like the bullet, that was like, all right, might as well bring up that.
Yeah, you can easily do that.
I mean, he can even just.
Meanwhile, he doesn't die, and he's like, ah!
Ow! And just like
really hurts.
It would just go basically like this,
Yeah, but why would he's gotten shot in it? Like, in Origins he got shot in the head. Why wouldn't that?
With the magic bullet twice.
Yeah. Why didn't that kill him?
His memories didn't come back.
Yeah.
Actually, fun fact: there's actually parts in the brain. I learned this from Hannibal that you can actually survive.
He got shot dead in the middle of the head
twice.
Yeah, but he has healing factors.
But why did the adamantium bullet kill him? Why would it kill him now?
Because he has no powers, or because he's losing his powers. His powers are weakened.
Yeah, his powers are weakened. But if you're talking about the X-24 one version, that's probably because it actually made a combust, and you saw that combust.
Oh yeah, I know why it killed.
And it wasn't like a fate like straight through.
Yeah, I know.
Combust does shit ton of damage then straight through.
I know why I killed X-24. Blew half his fucking head off.
I mean, if you don't even want, you can even go back to Fight Club and back in the throat. How's that survive?
How about we talk about X-23?
That's the next topic. So Laura, X-23.
Mm-hmm.
I think every kid should watch this film, especially young girls.
She did a great job.
Just for her.
She did a
Daphne
fantastic
Keane,
job.
I think
I think that's her name, Daphne Keane. And she didn't talk until halfway through the movie.
She was a fantastic actress.
Yes, I agree.
A lot of physical performance, and I was like, oh, I mean, she doesn't have lines, so she could just be physical, and it'll play. Surprisingly, most kids can't convincingly deliver physicality.
Yeah.
Like, if you see a kid trying to pull, like in the Goonies, it just doesn't look right.
Yeah. It's either, like a wonky punch and even falling down.
Either it's really clever editing, or she's really good at what she does, and then after she eventually speaks, she's a really good actress.
And she's good, just like her mannerisms and her like anger.
Is she Hispanic? Daphne Keane doesn't sound Hispanic.
She was speaking in Spanish
really well.
Very well.
Yeah. So I don't know. If she's not, even more props to her. I took 5 years of Spanish, and I know nothing.
Maybe she just got good grades.
Maybe she got, what was that, Fozzie? Remember that? The VHS? Muzzy. That's it.
I don't know what that
We
is.
literally talked about this last week.
Did we?
Yeah, because I brought it up last week about Muzzy.
The fuck's Muzzy?
He's a big purple guy that teaches you Spanish.
Les envies. You know?
Oh, in French. It's
that big giant.
I'm picturing the grimace like Big Mac.
Hold on, you guys. I'm on it.
I mean, you're
Talk
pretty,
amongst yourself.
Pretty close. But
what'd you say, Muzzy?
Muzzy. Muzzy. Come on. You don't know the yellow VHS tapes coming in collections where it was basically the same cartoon, but the same cartoons in every language.
I don't know if you can remember that
I don't
visually.
remember that at all.
I thought he was purple.
No, he was green.
He's clearly green.
You're thinking of the Grimace. Grimace is purple.
That's what I said.
I enjoyed McDonald's as a child, so that's probably why.
No, but X-23...
Part of a Happy Meal, you got Muzzy.
What the fuck is this? I don't learn.
X-23 did a great job. You know what else, like...
She had foot claws.
I was waiting for it because there's that whole scene...
They stole that from Wild Wild West.
Where... Well, no, she has foot claws.
No, they stole it from Wild Wild West.
There's
that... Well, only had one.
There's this scene where they're dragging her away, and, like, she's, like... and getting all, like, can't, like, break free or whatever, and then her foot claw comes out, and as soon as it happened, I was like, there it is!
Yeah,
and then she, like, starts
my
kicking
favorite
people
part,
in the neck
my favorite part during that action scene is that you see all this stuff happen, but you still hear Xavier say, Logan, we have to protect her. And you just see her, like, slicing dudes up. He's like, we have to go back for her.
She walks out with the guy's head.
Yeah.
And then just like,
by the way,
I
literally thought that was, like, that guy got his head cut off. I was like, is that a wrestler? Like he looked like John Cena mixed with, like, Randy Orton's face. Like, as soon as I saw the dude, it was like, John Orton?
The action was very well done. X-23 loved her jump, stab, and roll.
And she also did a lot of, like, Hurricane Radas.
Yeah.
Like the flips to, like, the legs.
Jeff Hardy
of
Superheroes.
I didn't think they were going to show her getting harmed, because, like, oh, they're not going to show a kid getting harmed. And then it's like, John harpoon through her chest!
Through the chest!
Yeah. And she's walking around, like, for a bit of the movie with, like, a big hole in her shirt and just blood. And I was just like, nobody sees this bloody child walking around Vegas.
I think go to Vegas. That was great, too. And the scene where Xavier has his, or tries to use his power, but he can't, and he has, like, the seizure.
Yeah.
And everyone within, like, a whatever radius is, like, stuck. Yeah.
I don't want to say 100 radius, let's just go with that.
Wolverine's got to, like, claw his way, and everyone can see him coming.
Yeah.
And he's just, like, slowly killing people.
And you see some guys trying to turn the guns on him.
That was the best
It was like a mix of a Quicksilver scene mixed with the Jean Grey scene at the end of X3.
Yeah, I was going to say it felt more of the scene from Inception, you know, the hallway scene, the hotel scene, you know, how they're, like, tumbling, sort of. But this is like, yeah.
When was the last time you saw Inception?
You don't remember Inception?
I do remember that.
But
I don't. Yeah, I know, but I don't think that equate.
No, that's what it felt to me. Like, it was not as, you know, like, everything was tumbling, but rather the, you know, like, the state that they were in of dire, you know, like, of what's the word I'm looking for? Of
they're all like frozen in time.
I know they're frozen in time. But I'm just saying that there's nothing happening, but a lot is going on. Where, like, you're seeing, like, this, like everyone's, like, standing still, nothing's happening, but you still feel adrenaline watching.
Just sleep like paralysis.
Could you imagine being one of those guards?
Fuck.
Just, like, standing there, not being able to move, just seeing Wolverine killing everyone.
Here's what I felt weird. Like, the people in lower floors were feeling pain. You see, like, people having seizures during it. People's nose were bleeding, but the guys up top, they were just, like, not moving. How does that work in the field of pain?
It's a proximity to...
Yeah, but wouldn't it be closer to being hurt?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Logan looked like the one who was most hurt, but the guys were just like this.
Well, they can't
react. And not really move, but since Logan's like a mutant and he's got
but he's struggling to move. Like, wouldn't it be more like all of them would be on the ground too?
Well,
like,
it's
like
more
X-23 was also on the ground.
The suspended animation is more intense closer to him, so they're held in place. They can't do anything. They probably feel the most pain. They just can't express it.
because when he killed the people, they didn't move. They just stood there. They were dead, but they just like they were just like standing bodies until he hit them with the injection, and they all fell.
And the one guy was still alive, and then X-23 just neck stabs him on the couch. If you're squeamish about any kind of neck violence, don't see this because there's about 60 necks.
Yeah, there'll be 60 necks. That's
how
many necks are in this film.
Stabbed.
Only 60 necks. That means 60 characters.
No, I meant there's 60 necks.
60 necks
that gets stabbed. You let me finish. 60 people get stabbed in the neck.
Sorry, I'm taking the chance when you sound like me.
60 neck stabs.
Yeah, 60 necks worth of stabs.
Okay, the villains of this movie. I don't even remember the like blonde guys.
He just reminded me of Miller from Metal Gear Solid, because that's what he looked like. He looked like a guy in cosplay.
He reminded me a lot of Medium's depictions of vampires. He's
kind of.
Hey there.
He's all
like very
Cajun.
He's like very smooth. And
it was Gambit.
Yeah, but he has a fake arm. I don't know. The real villain is X-24. It's Metal Hand guy.
No, it was the corporation. Was the real villain. The corporation that they worked
like mid-90s WWE. And the corporation was the bad guy.
No chance.
Yeah.
You got.
We just alienated a bunch of people. It's like people got that reference and the people who don't get that reference.
Whatever.
But yeah, they were trying to make their own mutants. And they had a big stable of mutant children, and then they were like, we could grow them, and then they made a clone of Logan, so they killed all the humans. So the corporation, one of the nurses let a bunch of them go and took X-23. Mm-hmm. So the whole point of the movie is this corporation's coming after X-23. They go to Logan for help. Logan's trying to get them to Eden, which is a safe haven, and then it's the chase ensues.
Safe haven in Canada.
I'm sorry, but this has to be like, this is just for like the evil company here, but don't you think like, we're treating humans like weapons. We're taking away any type of free things for them. Yes, they have powers.
They're not seeing them as humans.
No, but that's the thing. That's the problem.
Because they're clones.
This is still the problem. Where it's like, let's treat all these children like if they were just machines. This won't backfire on us whatsoever with the human emotion. But we have science degrees.
I think one of those people...
Don't give them birthdays.
In that whole thing that got away is Cable.
Which one?
You think so? You think one of those kids is
What
Cable?
is Cable's power? Like,
he's telekinetic.
Cable is one of the highest, one of like the most powerful
You saw a telekinetic kid in the...
That's true. Telekinesis?
Technically, that was more the Earth, I think.
Do you want to know Cable's power?
No. Yeah.
No.
There telekinetic.
There was
two.
Oh.
He's one of the strongest, like, telepaths. That's what I was looking for, kind of. Well,
and the one girl was
telepathic.
Jean Grey telepathic. But, he's constantly fighting a disease, the techno-organic disease. That's why he has that metal arm and the metal, like the eye.
Yeah. Because
that disease is taking over his body. It turns organic tissue into metallic tissue. So it's turning him into a robot. So he focuses all of his power on fighting the disease from spreading in his body. So that's...
So then
but that kid... If they wanted...
And he's a telepath. He's like Cyborg. Like a telepath where he can go through the internet and shit.
Technopath.
That's what I mean.
If there is an avenue that they want to take to link this whole shit together,
it would be one of those.
That kid on that was pulling people down on the ground and shit. Cable. Yeah. Easy. And then there was
They took Jean Grey and they could easily take his origin story. They took Jean Grey and Scott Summers' DNA.
Yeah.
And
made him.
And cloned him from
Also, the I guess it's called Terrakinetic, the girl who could control the Earth.
Yes.
Fucking cool.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Yeah,
she killed dudes with pine needles.
And then
she was like, I'm gonna kill you with the shit that your Christmas tree leaves all over your floor. And she just stabs the guy.
What about that girl with the ice breath?
That was really cool.
What about...
Best mutant.
Best mutant.
Phatic shock.
There's a tiny fat black kid who,
first off,
is the fastest kid I've ever seen.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that, I went to Steve bullshit, unless that's his power.
They sped him up in editing.
He was so fast. If we had
that wasn't his real power, by the way. His real power was electric powers.
Yeah.
But they were running from the corporation.
I mean,
you can
debate using
Speed Force.
Yeah. You can debate using the electricity, in the spinal cord to make his legs
run faster.
Legs run faster.
But he was
booking it, and he zigzagged like crazy.
He was like Boffer in The Hobbit when all the hobbits are running, and then they see the big bear, and then he's the fat one, and he's just blowing past everybody.
He's the MVP of mutants right there.
He was my favorite part of the entire movie.
I was watching this what the fuck? And then it's And then the kid's like looking, it's like, oh, he's gonna use his powers. I don't know what he's gonna do. And then just like,
and I love how that's how they kind of made it a superhero movie, because you're like, this isn't a lot of special effects heavy, and in the end, you see a bunch of little kid mutants use little sporadic bits of powers. And
a rated R film is at the end like a bunch of kids save the day.
Yeah. I like that.
That's so weird. I mean, you would mostly see that like in Marvel. It's like, oh, it's like the kids.
Mutant Goonies.
They're the ones that
Mutant Goonies. It was kind of like Mutant Goonies in the end.
I would watch the shit out of Mutant Goonies.
Fuck yeah!
Gotta find One-Eyed Willie. It's over there. How you know? I'm a telepath.
One-Eyed Willie. It's Cable. He's got one eye.
The one other thing I liked with the mutants.
Still have to go out to the Fratellis, but they just use like Home Alone tricks on them.
Italian mutants.
The one other thing I liked about the villains was Xander Rice. He's the actual doctor that made X-23 in the comics, and he's in the movie. And then later he's like,
not in the movie.
Well, no, later on he was like, he said to Logan, he's like, yes, my father worked on the Weapon X program. And he's like, oh, I think I killed him. He's like, I think you did too.
Yeah. What guy got his head cut off? Like
all of them.
No, but like really violently up close.
Hillbilly
of the hillbilly dudes.
Yeah.
Which is really sad because they meet this family in the middle who help him out.
Which also happened in X-Men Origins Wolverine. You remember he met the old couple?
Yeah, but they didn't die.
Yeah, they did not. No,
they did. No,
yes,
they
did. The one guy got shot.
Oh yeah, by the perfect marksman,
by
Agent
Zero. Yeah, he shot both of them.
Yeah.
So it's like these casualties of Logan's war. I guess that's goes.
To be honest, as soon as I saw it,
that was everyone that I care for.
Yeah,
Steve, remember when we saw this happening before? It's like, let's volunteer home, and then I went to you and I'm like, they're so gonna fucking die. And you're like, yeah.
Thought they might have killed one or two of them.
Well, they did, and then surprise with the last one.
Yeah.
Slaughtered the whole family.
The dad went out really defiantly.
Yeah, bravo.
Yeah, he has like a chest wound and he drives a truck into X-24. And then
like blows like 3 shotgun shells
into his head,
face.
Which was really cool when they give him the green juice and you see his eyes start fucking coming back.
Yeah.
And then that was just a lot of stuff. It was like the way video games set up where they kind of teach you things and then pay off later. So they teach you that this green stuff accelerates powers, and then Logan uses that at the end as a power up. Yeah. And then it like wears off and he's worse than he was before.
He's like stumbling around.
And you can hear like blood in his lungs.
It's only 19 years old, and then like the guys find it. There's still like a good like 1/4 left. He didn't use it all, so he could have just
used most of it.
Yeah.
I know, but he could have just like.
But he basically
just did like all right, and then all right.
He used it to fucking sprint halfway across North Dakota.
He did.
Just like fuck.
Because as soon as we hear him use it, you just hear a distance of
and he's screaming as he's doing it.
I thought that was.
He takes a break.
It wasn't supposed to be funny, but I thought that was.
Thought it was funny too. A couple more topics. How does this fit into the other X-Men movies?
Oh, it don't.
Really. No, not at all.
I mean,
here's what I was saving the magic
only thing I think
on.
this only follows for Logan movies itself.
Kind of, but it still has to fit in.
No. Well, hear me out. This is what I'm saying.
Well, no, Xavier connects it to the rest of the universe right there.
No, but I'm saying with Logan's films, those connect because of his past that he talks about. So X-Men Origins, I'm sorry, is part of the connecting. The Wolverine's also connected because you see the samurai sword in his room, and like he makes the most minor references to that. And with Xavier, you could go with either or on whichever series that he's in, because if you go with the original one, obviously
he was in Origins at the end. Forgot about that.
Yeah.
Wait, who was?
Xavier.
Oh,
yeah. Remember he appeared at the end.
Right,
God, the CGI. Xavier.
Well, anyway, but you could go with that, or you can even go with the Days of Future Past series, because at the end of 2 of Days of Future Past, you do see in the future of that series that it's technically the X universe.
Oh yeah, they rebooted it. They kind of cut it off.
Well, I'm just saying it still flows into it. Fine.
Here's my thing, and here's what the one thing I didn't. I loved this movie. I thought it was great. It was a really good movie. Obviously, you got that if you've been listening. The one thing I didn't like about this movie was the connection to X-Men Origins, because Fox has said in the past that X-Men they're not like X-Men Origins is retcon, and they're not going to do that. However, they give Wolverine the magic bullet, the adamantium bullet that he was shot with.
Oh, not the smoothie thing.
Not the smoothie. You can just slice that.
Can we get smoothies?
That's true.
I do have a magic bullet.
White people love smoothies.
But they give him the adamantium bullet from...
Can I have a chocolate smoothie?
From X-Men Origins.
It's a milkshake.
So, can you let me finish my point?
Where's my milkshake?
Captain Interruptions. So that's the thing I didn't like about the movie, because they said that it was retconned, and now they're referencing it. Because now, let's think about this for a second.
It could just be an adamantium bullet.
It just happens to have an adamantium bullet? No, it's from the fucking movie. So if you're taking Logan and you're looking at it and you're looking at X-Men as this big grand picture, and the one thing I don't like about Fox and the X-Men universe is they just don't care about fitting things.
It looks like a spin art.
Exactly.
Everything's just fucking
if
all
you're
over the
thinking
place.
about all this, and Deadpool's supposed to be in the X-Men universe also, that means that Deadpool from X-Men Origins is also in the movie, is in the universe as Deadpool Ryan Reynolds.
If you think about it too much, sure. If you don't...
And that's dumb. Because X-Men Origins was terrible. Just do away with it. That's the one thing I didn't like.
Well, that's why they didn't...
I didn't like the bullet.
That's why he wasn't like, I got this from Colonel Stryker. He just said he got it.
Come on.
He could have been on
Come
eBay.
on now.
He could have been on eBay.
Yeah.
He was
one adamantium bullet.
Imagine if he
sold.
got it off Craigslist and
James Howlett.
It really wasn't adamantium, and he's like, "Here it comes!"
And it's like aluminum.
Just bounces off his head. He's like, "Grr," and he gives him a 1-star review. Fucker lie.
That's the one thing I didn't like, and
the X-22, X-24 being a clone.
We can name one thing that we didn't like that everyone else got that we didn't get.
Oh, so
do you want me? You?
I'll say it.
All right.
There was a opening. There's no end credits.
Yeah.
But there is an opening credits scene of Deadpool.
However,
we didn't get it at our theater.
Yeah, or the poster.
And we also didn't get the poster.
We didn't get posters?
No, because we didn't choose IMAX.
Well, Devin didn't choose IMAX.
Last time Devin picks.
You make me pick the theaters all the time. And I told you, Steve, you pick them.
You did get row F, though. Row Fun.
Yes.
We're going to do row Fun from now on. I will
always get either row Fs or Es, because those are the best seats.
You can't do row E. That doesn't...
Row Excitement.
Row Excitement. All right. Row Fun's better, though.
What's D?
Row Disappointment. You're too close.
G?
Row Great.
Yeah.
Oh, good enough.
row H. Row Hella Fun.
I?
Row Intense Fun.
But there was a Deadpool... there was a Deadpool scene, it's 3 minutes long.
Wow, that's a long scene.
I want to... Scott is going to see the movie again tomorrow, so he doesn't want me to spoil it for him.
Tell me.
So, can you hear me, Scott? Scott can't hear me.
Okay, you can't hear.
So Deadpool was witnessing Deadpool's witnessing someone getting held up in the street, like a mugging.
Uh-huh.
So he's like, not on my watch, and he runs into, because I did see it on the internet, he runs into a phone booth, and
you're really loud.
The Superman theme is playing as he does it, but he takes too long to get changed, and the guy who's getting mugged gets shot. So then he comes out, and the guy's dead already.
I hear it anyway. Fuck.
Sorry. Yeah. It was funny.
Okay.
It was good.
But it had no connection, really, right?
It didn't have any connection to the movie.
Okay.
The only connection is that Logan is playing in the movie theater in the background.
Oh, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
So, yeah. It was good. So where does the X-Men movies go from here?
Space.
I mean, in terms of tone and
it's actually gonna happen.
Do you think they're gonna keep making them these dark movies? Because they should. I think they should.
You see,
but do you think they're gonna lose their footing again? Because they've done it twice now.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it all depends how Deadpool...
We'll start with Devin, we'll go Scott.
It all depends what Deadpool 2 does first, because that's going to be the next one, obviously.
Yeah.
Writing and, filming and all that jazz.
Especially because Deadpool's in, a little bit of a production.
Do you think that the X-Men, not Logan, not Deadpool, not the standalone movie, do you think that the X-Men movie should go this tone?
No, they won't.
You don't think
so? They should, but they won't.
I don't think so, unless it's they do, X-Force. That I can see more.
Yeah, I can see that.
They're going to split their universe in two almost, because they're going to do X-Force, and then they're going to do a bunch of other stuff.
Gambit's going to be R.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if they're going to do a standalone
nostalgia.
It's still...
If it ever gets
okay.
me. But fucking asterisk. If it ever gets me.
But that's just... Here's the thing.
What
would you do with a Gambit film?
Exactly. I don't think it should be made.
They should introduce him in Deadpool and get people interested in the character.
Yeah.
I mean, they did that with X-Men Origins Wolverine. Look how well that did.
Well, all right. Nothing in that movie is good.
I mean, it brought up a great Wolverine video game.
Yeah. It was a pretty solid game.
It was a good game.
And what's that made people think, why can't there be a Wolverine movie like that? And then
we got one.
So thanks, X-Men and Wolverine.
Scott, where do you think the X-Men franchise can go from here? Where do you think it will go from here?
It's gonna Star Wars
as a whole.
It's gonna Star Wars it. They're gonna have the main saga of the kids and then
they're starting to do TV shows now too. Well, they have Legion, but they're gonna do like another show.
And then they're gonna do these.
Legion's fucking weird.
They're gonna do these like sort of anthology movies like X-Force, but it's gonna be connected. But it's gonna have like the Deadpool universe and then the X-Men universe. And then, see, I wish Hugh Jackman just suck it up and go do X-Force.
How is he gonna? I guess what is it gonna take place before?
Cable will go back in time and save him or something. But it won't happen because of the way Wolverine ended.
Well, if you do it in the future, you have all right. So,
well, here's the thing: we don't know how far in the future Wolverine is. And
here's how you do it.
Deadpool's in the past.
I'm gonna tell you how you do it. All right. So you get Cable. Cable's.
You sound like the stereotypical like studio head.
I'm gonna tell you. I know. I was going for that.
I'm hearing for you, Marv. Listen.
You're too fat, Dame. You gotta lose 40 pounds.
Let me hear what you're spouting.
So you get Cable, right?
Yeah.
Cable's in the future.
He's in the future, right?
He comes to the past.
Ooh.
That's when Deadpool 2 happens.
Ooh, the past is in the future. And
then Deadpool, he takes Deadpool. They both go into the future.
Martin McFly style. Got it.
Now.
Yeah.
You're playing way too much into this bit. Let him do it.
now that they're in the future, now you have X-23. She's grown up. So she joins the X-Force too. So
which hot Dame are we going to get to play X-23?
So we got Cable, we got X-23.
This is a cigar, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know if anybody... Why is he making a duck with his hands?
Because
this is my pet duck.
He's tapping the ashes off.
Howard the Duck is the executive. So now you have Cable, you have Deadpool, and you have X-23. There you go. X-Force movie right there.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Make Gambit start in the future. Include him. I don't know.
Future Gambit.
Just all these in the future.
Future big.
Are we gonna rate it?
We will. Yeah.
Right.
I still wanted to. So this is like last topic here. With the X-Men movies, I think that they should do rated R movies. I think they should push it more. But I think they're going to try and do the more serious tone with the X-Men movies. I don't think it's going to work. I think it's going to fail again.
I don't think they're going to get these X-Men movies to work, period.
I don't think so either. But they're going to do these more standalone movies, and I think those are the movies that are going to be like hard R. And as long as they don't like over executive it and like Fox is like, we know what we're doing, and like, because that's when shit starts going downhill.
They haven't done it with Deadpool and Logan, so I think they're gonna steer clear
for now. But every movie it's hard you lose a little bit, and every movie you're gonna lose a little bit of, and Fox is gonna take over a little bit more. I think they're gonna be like, this will make us more money. This will make, and then all of a sudden it becomes all that money.
Here's what I think. What they should all do: every director who's on doing like a next film, whatever, just have. In your wallet, just take out a poster of Fantastic Four and just show it to them.
Or just
show it to them.
Or just do a Wonder Woman.
Like what Bryan Singer did with
it's like
the
how
Nick
many
Cage
how many writers, how many directors you're doing.
Just do it. Wonder Woman did for DC. They were like, we're going to film this movie, but we need to go to Turks and Caicos. We got to get the fuck out. And they go to some remote shit where the dailies are fucking sent way late and the studio can't come, and they film their movie and they come back and they're like, well, this is what we got. You got to deal with it.
The producers that go though,
yeah,
to make sure everything's like,
yeah, but they're not executives.
Yeah, but they lock them in like in their vans.
And the producer was Jeff Johns, so.
Okay. Anyway, grade. So that's what we thought.
We're gonna grade or numbers? What do we do? We never grade it. We grade it.
Number grade.
All right.
Number grade.
Rating. Whatever.
Grade is
whatever. Not really.
Devin.
Hi.
What's your rating?
I thought that was your rating. High.
I'm going to give it high.
Give it a medium rare.
We should go this by steak level.
Steak level.
Hey, no one's done this by steak level.
Wait, well done would be good then, right or bad?
Yeah,
you don't need steak
terrible.
No one likes well done.
Yeah. Fantastic Four would be well done with ketchup, like Trump takes the steak.
I was just going to say, did you see the thing that Trump
it's more like beef jerky. Stale and salty.
Slim Jim. Fantastic.
Went to like a high class like steakhouse and got it well done with ketchup.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's when you're. All right, never mind. Anyway, Devin, what do you think? What are you gonna rate Logan?
For all of its, not that for plot holes, but for all of like the bad stuff, there were like minimum things I can even think of. Like if I had a thing, they're like very like niche nitpicking, but. This is definitely one of Marvel's highest.
Fox Marvel.
I'm saying Marvel, not Marvel Studios. So I'm just saying this is one of Marvel's highest films. You can even debate if it's in like top 2 or even like the best. So I'm gonna give my grade, which is probably like highest grade I think I would give like any movie I usually give, and that's 9s because I rarely give 10s to anything. So I'm giving Logan a 9.
A straight 9?
Straight 9.
Not gonna go higher.
Wow. If you want to do like the stupidest thing, I'll give it 9.4 if you want to go with that.
I like it. 9.4.
I think best offering DC's ever given is Dark Knight, and best offering Marvel's ever given is Logan. I would say like 9.6. I
said it last night, and sometimes you come out of the movie, and you get that movie high, and you gotta wait.
You are the biggest offender of the movie high.
I am the biggest offender of the movie high. But I'm sticking to it. I would have given this a 10. I would have given it a perfect score. I thought it was next to perfect. Had the magic bullet not been in there, and maybe the clone Wolverine, because that was a little wonky, but I could deal with it.
Yeah,
it was
makes sense.
I saw when they brought up the bullet, and I was like, oh, and then I looked to my left, and I see you. Here's what Steve's exact pose was.
Steve looked like a grandpa in the South when a black couple walked into a diner. He was just like, ah! It's just like audibly.
Magic bullet took away 0.3. I'm going to give it a 9.7.
All right.
So I said it last night, even after today, after like rethinking about it, coming off the movie high, still good.
And I can definitely see this movie be on like television all the time. No, I'm serious. Like this will be like one of those films that you see like on FX or like
they have the
TBS.
movies.
Like it's gonna be on there. It's just gonna be a super edit version.
Oh yeah,
but it's
gonna be terrible.
I want it to be like where they just don't bleep the curses. They try to replace them, like Yippee-ki-yay, Melon Farmer. It's like
Mr.
Falcon.
Rodrigo Brochado, who's
my boss,
Devin's boss, said on a scale of 0 to Snoop Dogg, how high would you rate this movie?
Snoop Lion. I don't know if that's low or
I think that's low.
I don't know.
That's low. I would probably give this. What was
the Chronic?
No.
That's a good album.
I'm trying to remember that movie where they take over the airplane.
Soul Plane.
And Snoop Dogg was the pilot.
Oh God, I didn't even know this existed.
That's high on 2 levels.
I know.
Was that the tagline?
That might be. If not, it should have been.
All right. So, Devin didn't think we could do an entire hour-long cast just on Logan. And guess
right.
what?
I was right.
You weren't right.
It's not 60 minutes.
Well, we got 2 minutes of time to spare.
No, don't pull this BS.
How was your guys?
No, you're supposed to ask that in the beginning. End this, dude. It's like, thanks for I'll do it.
Pretty good.
Thanks for watching. I hope you
Thanks for watching.
Steve, do it.
Can you give me 90 seconds?
No!
Give me a 90 seconds synopsis of
Stop
the movie.
Stop stalling and do what you promised.
Movie is fantastic.
Let me reiterate.
Let's reiterate the whole movie.
What does reiterate mean? I need a
reiterate.
Yeah, what does it mean?
Go over everything that we just went over.
Okay.
To put it in
Thanks.
like.
I'm trying to give you extra time.
Oh, shut up! No, end this. This is
It's
bullshit.
been 8:29 for what feels like 5.
Stop looking at the time. Just end this. Thanks for watching. Like, favorite, subscribe. Mr. Head of the show.
Okay, well, this has been the Cool Nerd Show.
It's hour-long Logan Spoilercast.
Cool Nerd Show has been brought to you by no one. We're not sponsored by anyone.
God damn it, just end this. This is bullshit.
Brought to you by Red Soda Cup.
If you are watching live on YouTube, thank you. Head on over to our channel, Cool Nerd Show. You can subscribe. It would mean a lot to us.
We won't be on next week.
If you are listening on all of our podcast platforms,
you just heard that.
Thank you for listening. We've actually had a lot of listens recently.
Make sure you tell them we won't be here next week.
We will not be here next week. I am going on vacation.
Ooh.
I will be in Jamaica. So
without us.
I'm sorry.
So we won't be Jamaican any content.
Crazy. Oh, okay.
Well, not on Friday.
We won't be
content will come out.
We won't be Jamaican a cast.
We also will be doing a worst to first X-Men countdown
eventually,
which will be coming out. I actually wrote a bunch more.
If Jay's still in the chat, I don't know if he's still watching it. Toys R Us had some massive layoffs, and I am swamped at work.
And then when we do come back,
I still have a job though.
It's St. Patrick's Day, so we'll be having our St. Patrick's Day special.
And we're going to be drunk talking about Beauty and the Beast.
Drunk. I'm going to get so drunk.
We're
all going to get drunk. We're going to have a drunk cast.
Before we start a drunk cast, we should be at least 2 beers in.
Yeah, all right.
That's fine.
I'm 2 beers in by like 9 in the morning.
Fuck it. 4 beers in. We're doubling it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
No,
9
we,
beers.
We're going all out.
We need you to be in 2 because you need to set everything up. And
I'll
then
set
you'll
everything
catch
up,
up
and
with
then-
shots.
We'll take shots.
Yes.
No, we need to like chug. Because 2 beers, like sipping 2 beers.
We can do car bombs. That's a shot and a chug.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Oh
And it's
man.
St. Patrick's Day.
Think it with your liver.
They hate it when you call it that, by the way.
car
Car
bombs?
bombs?
Irish car bombs.
It's like super like, offensive.
It is.
Yeah,
to them.
Irish
It
car
really
bombs
is.
killed a
If
lot
you-
of people.
Oh, that's
If
true.
you even go to Ireland, like, ooh, they give you dead eyes. Like they give my
You
brother.
say, give me an Irish car bomb?
Yeah, like
Can I get
like,
an Irish-
that? Like dead silence at the bar. When we went to Ireland.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
They brought in a
they
record
cut him
player.
off.
Did they give it to him?
They
spit it.
they gave him separate. Like they gave him.
Oh, they wouldn't put it in. Well,
Yeah.
that's what you're supposed to do it yourself.
Well,
I
you're
think.
supposed to ask for a shot in a beer.
Yeah, but he's like, you know why we don't call it that here, right? He's
Well,
like,
they didn't say it like that. Do you know why we don't call it that, boy?
No, he
Hey,
said-
you tell you
no,
and a
he's
leprechaun ran across and slapped him in the face. That's how I imagine things go.
Rainbow came up.
there go all of our Irish viewers.
They're fine. We're white. It's
Okay.
Same thing.
Anyway,
I don't think that's how it
I'm
works.
part Irish.
well, now we're over an hour. Thank you for that.
Thanks for that, Devin.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Or on all of our other content over on our show. Thanks for listening. If you listen, please subscribe to us on YouTube. See you guys then. Later.
More finger
Wait,
guns.
here's our outro because it's also
So our intro.
No, we said that wrong. Here's our intro
Because it's also our outro.
Does it really fucking matter?
Here it goes.
Maybe we should have a different...